Okay guys, so today we're playing some Atelier Yumia. Now, I didn't really want to have to record this game at first, but I think given the fact that I have a topic to talk about... Oh boy, here we go again. The usual bullshit of modern games. Yeah, so that's not the topic by the way, but I wanted to talk about an interesting topic here because it actually kind of relates to this game, but it relates to a lot of games, but it's kind of a general topic. But the topic I want to talk about, and I'm not really going to be doing much here, is basically open world games. Well, that's kind of the first thing, but we're going to lead into something completely different. My god, they never fucking stop talking! They never stop talking! Fucking modern gaming, the fucking people in modern games, like, I swear to God, like, the characters in these JRPGs now, they will not shut up. They will never stop talking, ever. Like, it's just so fucking annoying. Like, how obnoxious do you have to be? Like, seriously. Like, how do you have to squeeze all this dialogue in our face? Like, do you honestly think that makes the game better? Do you honestly think so? Like, did they throw dialogue during, like, walking around back in the day? No. No, they didn't. If they did that in Valkyrie Profile 2, I would have strangled the game developers. So, God, could you imagine just how sacrilege that would be? Like, it really would be. Like, it'd be the worst thing they could ever do. Like, fucking putting all this fucking bullshit dialogue, like, talking in the... Look, they're doing it again. You see? They're still talking as I'm walking. It's like, this is becoming a problem, isn't it? This is a problem with modern games. I'm already getting sidetracked from my actual discussion by another problem, and that is the bullshit of characters that never shut the fuck up. But, yeah, like, basically, the gist is, and here's the gist. Like, open world games. So, as you can see, this is an open world game. You can basically go wherever the fuck you want. You could just roam around and I can go up here if I really want to. And, yeah, like, this isn't something new. This has been around for a bit now. Everybody knows about these types of games. And, it's all pretty common at this point. So, it's not really anything that is, like, completely foreign. We all know about all of these modern games now. Everybody knows about modern games. So... Given that fact, I don't really have to explain to any of you what open world games are, but I'm going to do it anyway because you're watching the video and there's probably some people who have never played an open world game. Well, allow me to introduce you to the wonderful world of open world games. This is it. This is the game. This is one of many open world games. It's the most common thing that you'll see in so many games now. And I want to start with a history lesson for you people, because I know that all of you have played PS2 games, otherwise you won't be watching this channel. But at the same time, we've got a Shrine of Prayer here, which is actually relevant. This is relevant to the discussion, so bear this in mind, guys. This is 100% relevant to what we're going to be talking about. But we're going to take a history lesson back to the old days of the PS2. I know that all of you guys that watch me already know about this. You're not stupid, but I'm going to explain it to you as if you were, just for the sake of like, just for the sake of like tradition and like, you know, like it's kind of like, you know, when you what's the word, like, it's like, you know, when the... Basically, what I'm trying to essentially say is it's like a formality. That's the word. Yeah, it's a formality. So, back in the day, there was a game which we called Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, this game, you'll probably have heard it on my April Fool's video, by the way. This game was known for being open world and letting you roam free. And my first experience with Grand Theft Auto 3 was when I was basically left in, like, because my mother was working at the time and I was a kid, which should tell you a lot. I shouldn't have been playing the game, but yeah, like there was this other I went to this other kid's house and his mother was looking after me because obviously like my mother paid her to like look after me or whatever the hell. And basically, this other kid, he had an Xbox. Now, I never owned an Xbox as a kid. So, yeah, like for me, this was something new, something fresh, never seen it before, and it was my first experience on an Xbox. So, like, this is the building shit, by the way. This is what you can do. This is my little, like, this is my keep, I guess. Best way to describe it. It still needs a lot of work, people. It still needs a lot of work. I'm still working on it. I still need to improve it. I still need to fix things. But yeah, like, I've got the Atelier right here. This is the Atelier. It's all decked out and ready to go. This one's one of the more generic ones that I've done. It definitely needs improving. I think the garden's decent though. Not the best one. It definitely needs work. But yeah, like, I played Grand Theft Auto 3, and I was blown away. Now, here's the thing. Here's the appeal of Grand Theft Auto 3. Like, back in the day, you had racing games and stuff, and a lot of them were on, like, these linear racetracks, and you usually see, like, on certain racing games, there'd be areas where you can't go to. Like, you'd have, like, streets, and, like, there'd be, like, these barriers on the streets that you can't pass, and the streets continue on. It's like, and you're thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be cool if I could actually go over there? You know? If I could actually go over there and, like, see what's on the other side. And that's the thing about video games. That's the beauty. It's that feeling of, like, curiosity. And the interesting thing is that curiosity is ultimately the main thing that I look for in video games. Games that make me curious, that make me want to go to another spot, that makes me wonder. This is the combat, by the way. Yeah. I'm way too high level for this point. Yeah. Like, as I say, the thing about open world, like, that I liked about Grand Theft Auto 3 is basically the curiosity. Like, the curiosity is everything for video games for me. Like, so when I play, like, a video game, I like to have boundaries. I like to have limits. Why? Because it's the curiosity of what's on the other side, what could be there, and it opens up your imagination and allows you to believe and think stuff. Whereas in this game, you don't really have that because you can go anywhere you want. And that's both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing in the sense that you have freedom, and if I want to climb up that cliff, I can try to. Well, it's not going well. I can climb up this rock, maybe. Maybe not. Let's try climbing up. There we go. Let's try again. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there, boys. Right. Oh, we're up there, and there is the tree. We're up there on top of the rock. You see, this is what you can do in modern games that you couldn't do on the PS2. Well, for most games. Not that it matters because, yeah, like, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I have just as much fun trying to get out of the map in Looney Park in Painkiller, so, you know, it's not really like it's something special. But in a way, that's kind of the point. The fact that I actually made an effort to try and get out of the map in Painkiller should tell you a lot about just how much curiosity I have. And that game definitely satisfied my curiosity, and it felt rewarding, and it wasn't disappointing either when I got to the other side and found out what was on the other side. It was like, whoa, that's actually pretty damn cool. Like, they actually went there and did it. I can't believe it. I can't believe they actually did that. And the thing is that oh, hang on. Let's avoid the enemies. Don't want to waste any more time. We'll roam around. This is about open worlds, not combat. But, like, when I played GTA 3, like, it was something completely new. I'd never had that level of freedom anymore. At the time, I'd never had that level of freedom back then. And, like, getting that freedom was amazing. I loved the concept of just being able to get in a car and drive around. Just simple stuff like that. I wasn't even into the gunplay or, like, stealing from people or any of the criminal offenses that you commit in that game. Like, I didn't give a shit about that. Like, as a kid, all I wanted to do was get in a car and drive. I just wanted a driving simulator because, obviously, Like, I mean, I don't drive now as an adult, which is kind of funny because I know how much of a pain in the ass it is. But back in the day, like, I was always intrigued with driving, and my dad used to be big into cars. He used to work in like the car industry, so obviously I kind of had a fascination from that. And I was like, yeah, it would be cool. Like, he used to like take me to work all the time and drive me around all of these places, like. Like we used to commute a long way, and I used to drive around on these roads. I'm like, it would be cool if I got to do that in a video game. Just drive around like I'm driving and pretend that I'm driving. And that was kind of what it was like when I was a kid, just roaming around and pretending that I'm driving a car, as I basically like try to like obey the laws of the road. That's basically my... I was basically playing Euro Truck Simulator, which didn't... I don't even think that... Like, might have been a thing? I forget. But I don't even know if that was a thing at the time, but at the time, like, I hadn't played that, so, you know, but that was my first exposure to a game like that, and knowing that Euro Truck Simulator existed long afterwards, which unfortunately I lost all my data from, like, I lost all my data for that game, unfortunately. I lost... Like, when my PC died, just everything that I had, like all the files and everything for that game have disappeared. So I just can't play it anymore, which is a big shame. Because Euro Truck Simulator is... It's a pretty decent game if you like that sort of thing. If you're looking for a game to just drive around, that is the perfect one. Especially if you want to obey the laws of the road. You know, that is basically the game for you. But for me, that's what GTA was. And, yeah, like... At the time, it was so cool, and there's other experiences of games which kind of let you do that back in the day, which at the time was kind of fresh and new. I think the best example of this would be Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube. Like, Kirby Air Ride is definitely the best example of... Mainly because it was just so unique, given the fact that it was a GameCube game, and it was on, like, a Nintendo-published game, obviously made by Sakurai. Like, you wouldn't expect open world to come from Nintendo back then, because they were so... And they still are. They're so behind the times. They've always been behind the times at everything they do. If I was to just define Nintendo in any way, like, I think that would be the best way to describe Nintendo. Like, they are... What? Sorry, what the fuck just happened there? Yeah, you start to see that this game has a few problems. But, yeah... Oh, we've got another Shrine of Prayer. Like, I've been going... Have I ended up back where I started? Is that basically where we've gotten to? Right, I guess we're going up here then. Yeah, that's because that's what I was doing. I was doing the Shrine of Prayer. And now I'm back to where I started. So I've basically just been running around in circles for no reason. But, yeah, like... The thing is that... Like, with City Trial and Kirby Air Ride, it was so out there because Nintendo aren't known for that shit, you know? Like I say, Nintendo, they are basically... They're that company that they're always the last people to do things. Like, they were the last to fucking use discs. They were the last to use the online paywall, which they eventually did, which pisses me off. And they were the last to also be, like, straight up, let's try to be scumbags. You know? Fuck it, we'll kill this motherfucker, because I don't like you. I really don't like you, so I'm just gonna murder you. But, yeah. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Just murdering a fucking jellyfish. Isn't it great? Isn't that absolutely great, guys? I don't even know why I bothered doing that, I just did. Because I wanted to murder something. But, either ways... The Kirby Air Ride was unique because you wouldn't expect a game like that from Nintendo. A company that's so behind the times, that's so primitive in every single meaning of the world, and so traditionalist that, like Kirby Air Ride was like a rebellion against the traditional values of Nintendo. And it kind of proved Nintendo wrong because now we're getting another game, like another Kirby game, like another Kirby Air Ride game, which is kind of funny, even though it's a fucking Switch exclusive, so I'm not going to play it. But yeah, like it is kind of funny how that's happening, and it kind of says a lot. I mean, one, Sakurai's a genius. Two, they made the right call with that, like with the whole open world thing. So yeah, get down the fucking ladder. So as I say, that's kind of the thing. Like the whole like sea trial thing was so unique at the time, and that uniqueness was kind of appealing. I just loved to like roam around in free roam on sea trial with all the vehicles unlocked and just like messing about. And I've talked about this many times about the appeal of messing about and how that's like such a big deal for me, and how I've always, like, as a kid, that was kind of like the main thing that I liked to do. And yeah, like messing about is just unheard of nowadays, because who the fuck has the time to mess about anymore, you know? I mean, it's kind of sad, really, but that was kind of the appeal of games to me. But now I don't know, there's so much pressure on the internet, like I've said before. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time. And a lot of it's due to being an adult and all of that. But it's like, now I have to do everything as efficiently as possible. And yeah, that efficiency chase is part of the problem, unfortunately. Oh, we found a secret area with some treasure. Wonderful. That's already triggered. Let's grab the treasure while we're here. Oh, lockpicking minigames. I hate these fucking things. Like, actually, lockpicking minigames aren't really that bad, as long as they're not Kingdom Come Deliverance. Like, I can tolerate it as long as it's not Kingdom Come Deliverance lockpicking. If it is, then I'm not playing it. Because fuck Kingdom Come Deliverance. That game sucks ass. That game is absolute garbage. I don't care what anyone says, it fucking is. But yeah, you get these little areas where you can just, like, do some puzzle shit in this fucking game. We'll get to all this stuff eventually. I want to talk about the history first, so yeah, my personal history. But yeah, Kirby Air Ride was that game, like being able to roam around and mess about and have fun with all the vehicles and stuff. And I could spend hours doing that, like I say, and obviously I couldn't do that now because there's just too much pressure to be efficient, and it's inefficient to play that way. So yeah, but obviously, like, eventually open world games became a craze. And when they became a craze, it seemed cool at first. Like, I think one of my earliest experiences with the open world formula was Assassin's Creed 2. That was kind of the one of the early experiences of it, and it's kind of where I kind of like discovered like the more modern like open world approach that you see nowadays. I really don't know where I'm supposed to go. Like this guiding thing for like the thing, it's not very good. I'm just gonna say that. Oh yeah, there's a treasure chest. I didn't see that. All these little things that are like hidden around. I think that's one of the things that Atelier Yumia's open world does well. Like there's plenty to do, and there's plenty to find, and there's plenty to discover. The problem is, and we'll get to that later, but that's not really what we want. And this ties into the whole thing, because what we want is that curiosity. And while it's fun to like roam around in Kirby Air Ride, Kirby Air Ride's open world was very small. It wasn't even an open world. I think the best way to describe it is it had free roam. Like an area in the game that was large enough to free roam, like that was free roamable. And you could roam in it freely. That's the appeal for me. The appeal is the free roam, not necessarily the open world. I think we all need to realise there's a big difference. Now, obviously, games nowadays, they can handle all this and they can have huge worlds, but we don't want huge worlds. What we want is interesting worlds and well-designed worlds. And what we have here is a world where, oh, it was hidden under here the whole time? Hang on, can I? Oh, I can't, because this fucking bellend's in the way. That's probably why. Yeah, that's probably why. Right, let's just, yeah, I get it. Right, let's do the fucking Onimusha 3 puzzle. Because it is. It's a fucking Onimusha 3 puzzle box shit, except it's a lot easier and a lot more straightforward, but they definitely stole from Onimusha 3, didn't they? Oh, they did. But, yeah, like, This is just the side content in this game. I'm not even doing the story right now. I'm just doing the side content because screw it. But yeah, like that's the main appeal. So when I played Kirby Air Ride, it was the fun of being able to free roam and just kind of like roam around and mess about. That was the fun. Now, in an open world game like this, what they try to do to make the open world, to give the open world more purpose, is to have things like this. And this is where we get to this thing. I think we need to do more. We're not done yet, boys. Yeah, I need to figure out. I have to go on the map, which will tell me where I'm supposed to go. I think there's one there and there's one there. Oh no, that's the Shrine of Prayer. Have we activated this? No, we haven't. So which way do we go? I guess we have to go somewhere here. God, this is so confusing, this whole line thing that they've got on like the HUD. This is why I like HUDs. I've always been an advocate for HUDs, you know, instead of these things that they use on the ground. Like, back in the day when everything was on your heads-up display and it told you exactly where to go, like Painkiller's Compass and all that, I love that stuff. Now it's just got like, follow the bread trail shit, and it's like, oh no, just give me a HUD. It's not the bread trail itself that is the problem. I like being told where I'm supposed to go. The problem is how they present it. I don't want a bread trail. I just want to be told where it is on the heads-up display, please. You know, can you do that? Make my life a lot easier if you did that. But yeah, there's something around here. It can't be this, surely. Or could it be this? I don't understand. Why can I not activate this? That looks like it's activated to me. Unless there's something else that I'm missing. I don't know. But either way, I'm not going to waste my time doing that. What's this? There's something there. What does that do? Does that allow me to activate this? Or is that already... Oh, it's activated now. Good. Right, there we go. Okay. So, back on topic. The, as you can see here, we are doing busy work. And this is basically what open world games really are at their core. They're basically just a bunch of busy work and side stuff for completionists to go insane over. You know? Things that are just a waste of your time, that just exist to say, hey, this is something for you to do. Like, this is an excuse for you to mess about by doing all this stuff. But except the thing about it is the whole point of messing about is that you don't engage in it. Remember my 7 Samurai 20XX video? Remember that? Where I told you about this world where there's no items, there's no fucking stuff to pick up, there's nothing to discover, there's nothing really to do in this world. It's just there and you can freely roam it if you want. And I praised it for that. Why? Because it didn't do this stuff. It didn't do all of this bullshit. Like, I know that there's a lot of people out there that complain about like these empty worlds in video games. Am I going the right way? Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. What? I am a dipshit. I really am a absolute dipshit. What a failure at life I am. Like, how can I fail this bad? Seriously. After all these years of playing video games, how can I fail this fucking bad? But, yeah, like, all of this busy work that you have to do. I mean, granted you don't have to do this, but the game, like, I don't know, you see it and you're just like, oh, I'm better do it, otherwise I'll forget about it later. Or, like, you end up getting roped into it eventually. Like, when you first start playing a game, you just interact with everything, you know, because it's there, and you're just like, it becomes an obsessive compulsion to, like, do everything. And it's just like, it's not fun, you know? What part of that I just did was fun, outside of the roaming? I'd rather just roam and not have to, like, do all of that stuff. It just doesn't feel, it just feels pointless, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a place for open worlds in video games. There is. The thing is, not every game needs to have an open world. You know? And Atelier Yumia does a relatively decent job at its open world. It does, because it keeps it nice and varied. It's not like other open world games where you have like the same like landscapes and environments. Like, this is like the grassy area. There is other areas as well. That's another thing that I want to talk about with open world games, and it ties into another topic that I want to talk about later. But like settings, like the actual setting is more important to me than the amount of space used to present said setting. You know, I like to have if you know me, like, and you know my taste in games, you should know by now, even though you probably won't. I like variety, not in mechanics, not in gameplay mechanics. No, I like very focused gameplay mechanics. But what I don't like focusing is settings, thematic settings. I like to have a nice variety of different locations. Now, when I say thematic settings, I'm talking environmental. I like it to have a focused setting in terms of, like, you know, like tone and stuff like that. I like that to be focused. But in terms of like environments, I like variety. I don't want to just see the same grassland forever, you know? I want to go somewhere else that has like volcanoes or ice and mountains and stuff, like different types of locations that keep things varied and keeps things fresh. You know, if you look over there, you've got like a forest over there. You can go there. We're going to go there. And you'll see, like, we're going in the grasslands area here. This is the grassy plains area. Up here, as you'll see soon enough, is the foresty area. And when you go to the foresty area, everything starts to change. And you'll see that you've got all these tree branches and stuff. And, yeah, like, there's a ton of punnies over there. And, yeah, we're going to this woodland now, you know? This woodland area. So there's a bit of variety. And I'm trying to aim with the fucking controller because I'm playing this on the gamepad. Like, if this was a shooter, I'd be playing with keyboard and mouse, but it's not. It's an RPG. Stop trying to chase me, game. Fucking enemies trying to get me. But yeah, as you can see, now we're in a forest. Different location. Like, and this is what I do like about this game. It keeps the environments nice and varied. You're not stuck with the samey environments, and it isn't just grassy areas and, like, foresty areas. Like, there are other areas in the game as well. But this is just an example of it. So, basically, as you can see here, we're in, like, this area here, and we've got, like, enemies here. So, like, the open world in this game isn't really so bad because there's variety here. And the world, instead of, like, having a big chunk of, like, one, like, type of terrain, it has different types of, like, areas. It has, the woodland area, and as you can see, like, the plants are, like, different, you know what I mean? And there is another area, I don't know if I should, like, spoil it, but I guess we could, like, go to a different. So here we have one of the building areas that I made a base in. As you can see here, this is a completely different type of area. Now, obviously, like, I've used some exotic plants and stuff, and, like, got this fountain and stuff, like, but, I mean, you might have seen a part of this in the beta creator. I built these houses here. I made, like, this small little hamlet, basically. I didn't just make, like, a building, just to show the sort of thing that you can do. But, yeah, if you go outside, this is outside the building area, and yeah, now, it's kind of very different, I must say, but this is definitely one of the coolest parts of this game. This stuff right here. Like, this whole area where, look at the environments, it's just so otherworldly, you know? And that's what I like about this game. That's definitely this game's strongest point, besides, obviously, the building, which is fantastic, is just how gorgeous the landscapes are from an artistic standpoint. I love the otherworldly landscapes, and this area definitely delivers in that regard. But the thing is that there's more to games than, obviously, like, just the landscapes. And, yeah, there's obviously, like, a combat system, and there's obviously alchemy and all of that, but that's not really the topic of what we're talking about here, because I want to talk about, obviously, the open world of this game, and in gaming in general, and that's basically the open world. Look at all the hidden shit. Yeah, like, if you were to rate an open world based on, like, things to actually, like, do, like, and, like, play, like, in terms of, like, finding stuff and having lots of stuff to find, then this is definitely an award-winning open-world game. But if you're rating one in terms of, I mean, and also in terms of, like, landscape variety, that's what I look for. When I look for in any game is, what's the environmental variety? And, like, what is the like, what is the, oh, hang on, I've got the wrong way around. There we go. Like, what's the environmental variety? That's the big one. Like, the environmental variety is a big deal. Like, you can get these zip lines and you can, like, skip down here. Because if the environmental variety is good, and yeah, you can get this bike to use as a mount, and you can just, like, drive around just to make things a little faster. Just like in, oh. Yeah, obviously, like, the bike can't go in water. So, yeah. Unfortunately, you can't take advantage of that. And we're in a geyser in the middle of a lake. Brilliant. But, like, this is kind of what you get in open world games. Just do stupid shit. Like, we're just gonna go for a swim in the middle of this lake that's in, like, it's looking a little, like, got a fucking geyser in there, and you're just gonna step on the fucking geyser, like, just randomly on your travels. This is, like, ridiculous shit like this that you'd never do in real life. But, yeah, like, I just love the otherworldly vibe of this area. And it's stuff like this that we need in games. We need the variety, and that's what this game does well at. It has the variety. Even though it has, like, large chunks of it, I do feel that there's different subsections of each sector of the open world to keep things a little bit more interesting. So it definitely does a decent job of that. It does have the annoying fading with the, like, open world music, which is kind of a pain, but the music that I've heard is pretty decent. It's not my favourite Atelier soundtrack, that'd be Iris 2, but it's still a decent soundtrack for the area, so I like the music as well, and honestly, I have no complaints, really, but what I will definitely say is this right here, like, finding all these treasures and stuff, is not the main appeal of open world games. But I get why they're a thing, because a lot of the gaming community will bitch and moan if they don't have those things, you know? And game developers are like, well, we better put these things in there, otherwise gamers will complain, and they will. But you've got to remember, guys, I'm one of those people who likes their games to, like, have no ADS and no reloading and bunny hopping. I like that stuff. That's my sort of thing. Yeah, I like games that are straightforward and simple. So, you know, I like short games, especially nowadays. So when I play games that have tons of content, I feel like it's like the game's making me feel bad for not playing it enough. But, you know, it's just like, I don't know, like, it's not something that I usually engage in. And I just think it's more busy work for me, you know? And it kind of just drains me of my time, which is precious. So, yeah. But I guess it's there in case you need it. Yeah, these are campsites that you can build and stuff. That's basically one of the little campsite buildings that I decided to build. But, yeah, like, you've got all this stuff in this game, as you can see. And that's kind of the beauty of Atelier Yumia. It gets the open world formula right. But the thing about open worlds, and this is the thing, no matter how right you get it, the open world formula, no matter how good it is, and this is one of the better ones, it has a sell-by date, you know? At first, when you play an open world game, it feels awesome. Like, when you start playing Atelier Yumia, it feels so good when you get that freedom to just roam wherever the hell you want. And, you know, especially given the fact that it's such a vibrant, colourful game. I mean, people complain about the graphics, but who doesn't nowadays? Especially with JRPGs. Like, not every JRPG is going to be Final Fantasy 16 levels of graphics. I'm sorry, but it's not. But, visually speaking, I like the visuals of this game. I do. I think the visuals look really nice. They look a lot nicer than a lot of the PS3 Atelier games, I'll tell you that for one. Some of them look really ugly. So they've definitely improved, at least in the environments. Like, the environments look really nice. Yeah, like, it's definitely the best looking 3D Atelier game, I would say that for a fact, but, well, at least in my opinion. I say that for a fact, as in, like, my opinion is, like, not my opinion is factual, but it's a fact that I have that as my opinion. Just to clear things up with people that complain about those little things, but, yeah, so, as you can see, there's a lot to do in this open world, and you're never going to be bored. But it's like, do you want to actually do it? And that's the thing. It's just like the same old, another shrine of prayer. Do we want to do the shrine of prayer next? Do we want to do another one? Do we want to spend all this energy to activate this flower petal that will elevate us? I do like these concepts, though. These are the things that I like in video games. You know, I play video games for this shit. For all the weird, like, aesthetics and stuff. That's my jam right there. That's the main attraction for me with video games. And, yeah, you'll find places like this, like treasure troves. And that key that I got earlier, I can use that to open this door. And inside are treasure chests, which I can open. And in the treasure chests, we get some parts that we can use for the building. So we've got like a small wall, like I don't know if it's a shelf, but it's a small wall decoration that I can put in my houses, in my buildings when I'm in building mode. And in here, what do I get? Like, I get a wall lamp. I get a lamp that I can use for my buildings, which is really cool. You know, stuff like that is what you get to do in this game. So yeah, and yeah, so now, as I say, like, I want to talk about, I kind of gotten the gist of open world. I think we all know, like, by now, like, open world, it's, I think it's, I don't necessarily think that open world is inherently terrible, but I don't think open world should be in every game. This game gets away with it, though, because, as you can see, you're gathering ingredients, and all of these ingredients in the gathering is kind of used in alchemy, so it does make sense to have Atelier be open world. It does, because you're basically roaming and gathering ingredients, which, like, honestly, the gathering was never really the main part of Atelier in the first place. It's supposed to be about the alchemy, and having the ability to just, like, roam around and just, like, gather so easily, instead of having to go to a specific area, which means, like, going through a world map to a specific area to, like, go to, like, this small patch of grass to just, like, pick stuff up, and then leave when it's empty, and then go back to pick more stuff up. It's just like, you might as well just do it as an open world. I actually like this format best, just simply because, to me, it just makes more sense. It's just common sense. You're just going to roam and pick things up. But the thing about it is that it's so easy to actually get items in this game and gather stuff that you don't even need to do this. Because once you get the greenhouse, you don't even need to gather any more items. Like, none of these items that I'm gathering are even going to be used in anything that I do because of the way the synthesis system in this game. But, yeah, like, that's kind of the gist of it. That's kind of the gist of open worlds. They are very much just about like, the appeal is about the messing about, but they present themselves as, like, task sheets of things that you need to do. Like, instead of, like, oh yeah, you went up here, congratulations. Oh, and I should also notice that my mana is depleting as I'm roaming around here. Yeah, that's a stupid mechanic this game has, and that's the one downside of the open world. They put these stupid fucking mana stealing spots that, like, I get it to some degree, like, to prevent you from accessing areas early and, like, punish you for hanging around certain areas too long, but at the same time, it's kind of annoying because it's just like, you know, I just want to explore, I want to roam. Just let me do that, you know, instead of, like, punishing me for roaming. It's just like, ugh, game developers, why? You know? Okay, so we're definitely not doing it with that one. We definitely want to do it with... Can't do it with that one, though. This was actually a tricky puzzle, to be honest. Unless I do it this way. No, I can't do it that way because it's going here, isn't it? So it has to be there. That has to be there. That has to be there. Yep. I have to do it the other way. Yep, that's how we have to do it, unfortunately. Oh, no, wrong way. There we go. Wonderful. Yeah, so... As you can see, my mana's been sapped away. And also this game has fall damage, but fortunately you can use the, like, mana thing to, like, prevent, like, taking any actual damage. You can use these to replenish energy, by the way. Like, you basically lose energy when you take fall damage. obviously if you land in water you don't take fall damage, but yeah, that's kind of the annoying thing. So this game does have its fair share of annoying modern gaming bullshit. You know, fall damage. Everybody loves fall damage, doesn't it? Everybody loves fucking fall damage, don't they? I mean, sure they do, because there's plenty of it in video games. But, oh my god. Is there a current? Can I not swim against the fucking current game? Like, Jesus. Don't know why it's pushing me back. Or is it? No, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me being stupid. I don't know. But, yeah. So, I want to talk about the next topic now. And the next topic is about settings. And my favourite settings in video games. So, as you all know, I play the Star Ocean series. So, Star Ocean it's a series that is both a science fiction game and a fantasy game. So, it's a bit of both. So, when you'd probably assume that I'm big into either fantasy or sci-fi, when in reality, I like a bit of both. You know, I like to have a mixture. I don't like to just play one or the other, you know? I like to play a little bit of fantasy, then mix it in with sci-fi, and that's one of the reasons why I like Star Ocean. You know, I feel that sci-fi on its own gets a bit boring. Like, it just does. I like to... Whereas fantasy, I think fantasy can work on its own, but having a bit of sci-fi in there mixes things up really nicely. But having both, I'm not as keen on. I can tolerate it, but I think variety is the spice of life, and that's part of the reason why I like Star Ocean so much. You know? Because it has both fantasy and sci-fi, and I like the combination. I like how it has a combination of the two. It's great. But in this game, what you have is basically just like these different areas, and to me that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. And yeah, we've got another one of these things. We've got another one of these shrines that we've discovered. Wonderful. We need plenty of those, don't we? We can't get enough of those. And yeah, we've got I think this is a gathering spot. Or no, it's actually something on that tree. Yeah. Shoot it, there we go, get some skill points. That's another thing that modern games love to do, have fucking tech trees. This is one of the reasons why I hate Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is the one thing that caused all of this. Like, Diablo 2 is to blame for all of this. I blame Diablo 2 for all of this. Diablo 2, fuck you for existing. They should have just stuck with Diablo 1's formula and just let you basically do spec in anything without having to do a linear fucking like setup like you do in this, where you have to you can't just go for like one I mean you can now, but like once you go that way you can't go for that next, you know. You have to spec in this tree to go there, or this tree. I hate that so much. I really fucking hate that shit. And that's one of the things I hate about Diablo 2. Whereas in Diablo 1, if you were a warrior, you could learn magic, and you could just basically transform into a mage if you really wanted to, even though it was kind of stupid and pointless to do it. You had the freedom to like just be a mage with like the warrior skin. The only thing that being a warrior gives you is bonus stats to like strength and stuff, but also it gives you like the ability to repair stuff. So you could be a warrior and actually be a mage if you wanted to, or you could be a mage but actually be a warrior. It all depends on what you want in terms of like how your appearance is. And obviously, like, you can spec and just be a different class entirely if you want to. So, you know, but because mages can charge staffs, warriors can like repair equipment, which can be useful for anyone really, and like rogues can like sometimes like disable traps. I don't know if it's 100% able to disable traps, but yeah. But yeah, like, speaking of Diablo, I'm a big fan of dark gothic settings. It's kind of the opposite of Atelier, isn't it? Yeah, the dark gothic. I mean, to be fair, this game is a little darker, but when I use the word dark, I use it very loosely. It deals in a little bit more darker themes, but it's nothing you haven't seen before if you're into darker stuff like I am. You know, like... So, it's kind of a little bit more interesting than the usual slice of life. Let's all go for a picnic and, like... Let's all go for a picnic and like dance in fucking frilly outfits, you know, which is the usual bullshit of the slice of life genre, and I'm like not a fan of that personally. But yeah, like I don't mind my happy-go-lucky games every now and again. I don't mind them. It's just like I have to be in the mood for them. You know, it's like I like Atelier Iris 2 for it did that. It did a fantastic job at being that. Like, and if you're gonna do the happy-go-lucky, you've got to be comedic. It's just a requirement. Like, otherwise it's just boring. Comedy is the most important thing in any one of those types of games. You know, if you're not being comedic, just forget it. Like, don't be lighthearted and like don't be like a happy-go-lucky game. You know, otherwise it's just going to be boring, you know. But yeah, that's kind of thing. So I do like I don't mind those settings every now and again. It's refreshing sometimes. I mean, I'm playing this, which you know is different from the usual dark stuff. So you know, every now and again I'll play something that isn't dark and play something that's you know very bright and colourful. And this guy tried to sneak up to me. Don't think so, buddy. I was onto your games. You can't outsmart me. You can't. And of course, I pick the fucking edgelord of the game. Of course I fucking do. That says a lot about me, does that? That says a lot about me. I'm sorry, I still haven't escaped my teenage angst phase, and I'm in my 30s. I know that might sound a bit crazy to people, but there's a reason why, people. Don't get me wrong, there is a good reason why. It's because back in the day, even though, obviously, when I was a teenager, like, I didn't enjoy my teenage years, and that's kind of why I kind of want to like go like not go back, but like to like reminisce on the old days, because like gaming back in my teenage years and like culture was more interesting than it is today. Like, but you know, like the whole Linkin Park and edgy shit, I'm a sucker for that. Even though like it's not really something that I find. It's kind of something I find amusing. You know, I've always liked the edgy characters. I always find them the most compelling. Just simply because they're always the most funny. like how everyone's just like super happy-go-lucky, and you just have one person who's grouchy and it's just like, you know what, those people are most relatable because like there are so many moments in life where you just feel like you just want to grouch, and those people are just like, they're real shit. They're just real. And you got to appreciate that real honesty, you know, of how they're feeling. In a world where you're kind of encouraged to like be disingenuous and like pretend everything's fine, you know, because as we all know, like people are suffering inside and obviously don't want to admit it. And you know, we're in a world where you have to be positive all the time or you'll be rejected by society. And yeah, so characters like that which can let you know, let your inner frustrations like express your inner frustrations are refreshing, you know, every now and again. But sometimes, you know, you just want something funny, and that's kind of what I look at. Would I say this game is funny? Not really. I mean, there's some scenes that do make me chuckle a little bit, but it's not really funny. Like, it's not really, you know. If anything, I think that's the one downside to this game. Like, its narrative isn't really funny at all, and it needs some more humor in it. Like, get some humor in there, you know? There's a little bit, don't get me wrong, there's a little bit, but it needs a bit more of it, you know? If it's going to be like this light-hearted sort of experience, it needs to have more funny moments. So, yeah. But it tries, I'm not going to say it doesn't. There are a few moments that are on the funnier side, but, yeah. Like, it's not as funny as certain other games, you know. But, you know, I guess humor is subjective, I guess, so, you know. But, yeah, settings, I just love the dark gothic stuff. I love a combination of sci-fi and fantasy, but dark fantasy is always preferable. But there's one setting that I don't like. And that setting, well, I think we're going to go down here and explain what that setting is. Because that setting is in this game, and it's the one thing that is sort of bothersome about this game. Well, would have been, sort of, but I guess it is, but I guess it isn't. Well, you'll see. It's down here somewhere, I think. Oh, these bloody enemies getting in my bloody way. Piss off. Seriously, just piss off. Like, right, just Just die, please. Just fucking die. Right, there we go. You're dead. Good. You know? Right. I need to get to this place because I want to show you guys what this place looks like. I think you can kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to say here, but I guess we're going back here. Yeah, we are. We're going to go back here, and this will show you what I mean. Now, look at this in the background. Doesn't this look a little bit weird to you, like it's some sort of a man-made construct? Well, if you said yes to that, then you are correct. It is a man-made construct. And I'm going to show you one of the settings that I do not like. And I'll explain why I don't like it. And, I mean, this game isn't necessarily this setting, but this is something that you see. This is the sort of, like, stereotype that you see in this setting, but the setting is, as you can see, post-apocalyptic settings. Now, this isn't a post-apocalypse in, like, the usual sort of thing, like, it's complicated, the game goes into it, but, like, all these ruined buildings and stuff, like, the thing about post-apocalyptic settings is you see all this debris and rubble everywhere for miles, and it's nothing but grim, like, bleak, bland landscapes for miles, you know, and I cannot stand that. That's the setting that I do not like. I hate post-apocalyptic settings with a passion. They really annoy me and they really piss me off. Like, there's so many of them as well, and it's just like, you know, it's just so depressing, man. I want something that's, like, people talk about how we live in such grim times nowadays, you know, as it is. Like, there's so much negativity about, like, how life sucks nowadays, but at least we still have nature, you know? I talked about this in my Valve Profile 2 analysis, how Valve Profile 2 reminds us just how valuable nature is, and just how the beauty of nature is the one thing that, no matter how grim a situation is, it never changes. So, when I see a post-apocalyptic game, it makes me feel sad. It makes me feel like we've lost something that's very important in life, and that is nature and landscapes and the environments and just everything else, and all this litter and just this grim, brown, like, grey atmosphere. I hate it. I really hate it. Now, this game doesn't have this because you've got all of these, like, plants growing out of it and stuff. It's more vibrant and colourful, but a lot of games do, and I hate it. I hate that setting so much, you know? And that's kind of the problem with post-apocalyptic settings. And it seems that every game nowadays wants to have that sort of post-apocalyptic, like, ruins everywhere and stuff vibe. It seems to be a common trope for a lot of open-world games as well, where everything has to have, like, all these ancient ruins and stuff, just so that you can have, like, this open world and have things to do in these, like, old ruins that have been abandoned. And it's just like, yeah, this game's one of those. Except this game at least has a nice aesthetic, whereas most post-apocalyptic games do not, you know? And the thing about the building in this game is that there isn't really much civilization in this game, like, so you kind of have to make the civilization yourself in a way by building it. As you can see here, all of this is built by me. I built all of this. And yeah, you can make things look really nice, that you can go into the buildings and, like, make things look even nicer if you want. So have a little bit of civilization. So it's not like there's no civilization whatsoever. It is in the game. You just have to make it, which is kind of funny. Of course, there's no people that you can, like, spawn in the town, so they kind of feel like ghost towns, which is the one thing that would have been nice, to have people roaming them. Granted, it isn't supposed to be a town. I just made it a town, but, you know, it feels like one. It's supposed to be a it's supposed to be just a building, like a single building or, like, whatever. But I made it like a small little hamlet here with different buildings, like it's a little village or something. Like, but that's just my choice. I like building shit like that. That's the reason why I bought this game, people. You know, and like, building systems are like a selling point to me, a huge selling point. Like, if you have a building system, it's a big deal. But at the same time, I understand that it's not for everyone, and for those people, yeah, like, this game is a different ball game. But I'm just talking about my experience with the building. I've done a rate the create, that'll tell you all you need to know. But either ways, like, I think I've talked enough about this shit right now, boys. Yeah, I've talked enough about this shit now, boys. So yeah, I need to head off